Welcome to our channel. Today, we're exploring the remarkable story of the man who cheated Vegas without being seen. This tale showcases the ingenuity and audacity of one individual who managed to outsmart the casinos without ever being detected. Let's get started. Police are rushing to a casino in Leicester, England. Distressed staff have called them to report an international casino chief. However, when they arrive, staff explained they don't know how he's doing it. He's about to collect £10,000 worth of winnings. But something doesn't add up. This American man only registered with the casino 2 days ago. He doesn't have any ID, and the dealer from his table says there's a buzzing noise when he plays. Imagine creating a way of systematically cheating the casino out of hundreds of thousands of dollars per month without anyone noticing a thing. This is the story of the man who did exactly that, 789, and he's done it. It's 1975, and a fresh-faced youngster has just been initiated into a secretive group of card counters. Having run away from home at age 16 with just $50 in his pocket, Daryl Purpose is loving life. Months of repetitive practice and reading Ed Forbes beat. The dealer have finally paid off, and folks within this group say they've never seen someone pass their initiation test in less than 10 seconds before. Card counting is about sharp math while under pressure. By keeping track of cards that have already been played, a skilled counter is able to identify when the odds are in their favor, and then bet accordingly. But for multiple reasons, Daryl's talent has caught the eye of Ken Houston, a notorious counter who runs the group. Being young, unknown, talented, keen to prove himself, and desperate for money, he's the perfect recruit. First tells his friend Craig, a local shoemaker, he's skeptical. With mobsters running the early Vegas casinos, he thinks it's too dangerous. Being a member of Houston's team is more than just counting cards. Daryl is now part of a well-oiled machine. Each player on the team has a specific role, and he's the new spotter. His job is to sit at the blackjack table, play for small stakes, and keep the count. He'll be joined at the table by a second team member, a big player. They don't possess any card-counting skills because their job is to behave like a complete amateur. An amateur that's willing to bet big, using selection of hand signals. They'll all be communicating with the second team member. The tug of the ear, a scratch of the nose, each gesture holding a secret. Meaning when the odds are in their favor, they're all a signal, and the big player will stake bigger. You see, card counting is about tracking play to get a statistical advantage over the casino. Big cards are favorable to the player, and small cards are favorable to the house. By watching the cards that have already been played, it's possible to create a new miracle score known as the running count. For cards 2 through 6, you add 1. If the total running count is positive, it means that there are more high-value cards left in the deck. If the count is negative, there are more low-value cards in the deck. Knowing the count is a big deal because you can then gauge how likely you are to win before placing your bet. To the untrained eye, the big player looks like another lucky newbie on a reckless betting spree, but in reality, every move was carefully calculated. But the best part? If the casino suspects something is up, attention is drawn to the big player, and not Daryl. After just a few months, he's making more money than he could ever have dreamed possible. From totally broke to a brand new motorcycle, beautiful women, free-flowing drugs, and more cash than he can spend, he's living the American dream. The casinos, however, aren't so happy. And after a year of successful play, whispers about Ken Houston and his team are starting to circulate in all the wrong places. And after one evening of playing, casino security dragged Ken Houston into a Vegas back alley. He's punched out his cheek and his temple. Bones broken. The left side of his face requires plastic surgery. Doctors say that a total of 19 bones have been broken is a clear and brutal message from the mob. Being in the 1970s, they know that they've got a vice-like grip on the city, and Daryl knows he's walking a tightrope. On one hand, he's making a fortune, but on the other, crossing the mob could mean far more than a kick-in. Shortly after, things come to a head. One day when he sat at the blackjack table, a member of casino security staff taps him on the shoulder. "Grab your chips and come with me." He's LED into a back room where a couple of heavy-set goons are sat down. One of them is holding a pair of stainless steel pliers, the kind you might see in a dentist. "Wait here," saves the casino security. It's a wake-up call that sets his heart racing. He can't help but wonder what's going to happen. And after what feels like forever, casino security return. He's then ushered down the corridor into the casino boss's office. He's been on a hot streak, with his chip stack growing by the minute. The casino boss slides a piece of paper across the table, the figure scribbled in bold ink. "That's what you're up right now," he says. "I'm going to let you walk out of here with half. But let's get one thing straight. You're playing the dangerous game, kid. You might be smarter than the average Joe, but you're not smarter than the house, and you're definitely not smarter than the people who run this town." Daryl's blood runs cold. It's a wake-up call like no other. He's heard the stories about people who disappear into the desert, and he doesn't want to join them. But at the same time, he's making so much money. Sat in a taxi after leaving, he ponders his predicament. Deep down, if he quits, he knows he'll probably never make money like this ever again. He needs to find a way of staying in the game, but without being seen. It's 1977 now, and after pondering his issue, now they need to try them out in a live casino. Vegas is too hot, though. It's not worth taking a risk on the trial run. They need somewhere off the beaten path, a safer place where they could potentially make a few mistakes without drawing much attention. So after much deliberation, they decide to target England. The casinos there are much smaller. Security is LAX, mobsters aren't running the shop, and most importantly, card counting isn't massively popular just yet. The only question is, will the shoes work, or will they get noticed? As his feet hit the British tarmac, Daryl is hit with a rush of adrenaline, accompanied by his friend. They're about to put these shoes through the ultimate test, but shortly after arriving, there's an unexpected problem. By the time UK casinos operate like a members club, you can't just play if you don't have a membership, and memberships take 48 hours to obtain. So they decide to use this time wisely by registering with multiple casinos and checking into a nearby hotel. In the room, they finalize their plans for all the casinos that they'll hit. Next, prepare the backup batteries and check the shoes are ready to go. 2 days later, in a whirlwind of anticipation and nerves, Daryl steps into the casino named Annabelle. Sitting down at the first table, it's time to quit for the evening, which means there's only one obstacle left: getting paid. They saw her up to the cashier's cage, but instead of a stack of crisp bills, they met with a check. The cashier hasn't got that much cash to hand. Alternatively, they can come back in the morning and the money will be waiting. It's not ideal, but this casino isn't like Vegas, is a lot smaller, and at the time is a lot of money. The following day, they strap a new battery pack to Zara's ankle and head to the casino. Their plan is to collect the £10,000 and carry on playing some more if they're allowed. However, on arrival, the handshakes and smiles are gone. Instead, they're greeted with stern-faced police investigators. It's Daryl's worst nightmare. I mean, he's not even sure that the shoes are strictly legal. Worse still, he's got a battery pack strapped to his ankle, and the shoes are on his feet. Immediately, the police split down and his friend up. Fortunately, they've already prepared a cover story. The police continually say you're a professional gambler, but Daryl claims he runs a real estate business. After an hour of repetitive questioning, the police officer in charge has had enough. They're getting nowhere, and the pair haven't got any official documents on them. And so it would appear that the casino are just sore losers. They haven't actually seen any wrongdoing, and there isn't any evidence they're free to go and collect their winnings. In the following years, Daryl was entered into the Blackjack Hall of Fame as he and his friends get thrown out and banned from casinos on 6 of the world's 7 continents. He returned to Vegas, lost weight, dyed his hair, wore contact lenses, grew facial hair, legally changed his name, and even had a mole removed so he could continue. Although eventually, the casinos changed their operating procedures to stop him. Marcus's success didn't last forever. Eventually, casinos caught on to his tactics, and he was banned from most major establishments. However, his story remains a testament to the length some individuals will go to beat the odds. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more intriguing stories and strategies. See you next time.